macrophage digested it, phagocytosis happens, then it releases cytokines. Now this release one type of cytokine that is called interferons. So with the help of interferons, a T cell will be called to the site of infection. A T cell came to the site of macrophage with the help of interferon, that is a cytokine. Now we have 5 types of cytokines. There are 5 types of various cytokines that we will understand. How many types of cytokines we have? How many types of messaging molecules we have to the okay? How many messaging molecules we have? They are, write down, the 5 types are interleukins, they are interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factors, and we have chemokines, and we have defensins, and we also have catalycidins and platelet activating factors. Catalycidins and platelet activating factors. These are the various types of cytokines we have. Okay, that is how the cell communicating each other. They are communicating each other with the help of cytokines, and cytokines are of various types. So let us see various types of cytokines here. First we have interleukins. So you need to plot a table. Interleukins are secreted by T cells, B cells, eosinophils, basophils. Write down. Interleukins are secreted by T cells, B cells, eosinophils, basophils, monocytes. Interleukins are secreted by T cells, B cells, eosinophils and basophils. So what is the use of interleukins? I will give you with a simple example here. Macrophage used interferon to call a leukocyte, that is helper T cell. So now we understood interferons are utilized by macrophages to call other white blood cells. That is the use of interferons. Interferons are secreted by macrophages to call other T cells. Got my point? Interferons are a type of cytokines released by macrophages to call other white blood cells. Here the white blood cell will be helper T cell. So interferons are secreted by macrophages. That is clear. Then see here, once the helper T cell came, this helper T cell will be sending 2 types of chemicals. It will send interleukin 1, interleukin 2. Just for example I am giving it here. Interleukin 1 will call helper T cell 1, whereas interleukin 2 will call helper T cell 2. Helper T cell 1 in turn calls the cytotoxic T cell, whereas helper T cell 2 will call the B cells. Again, helper T cell 1 will communicate with cytotoxic T cell with interleukin 3 and 4, and this will communicate with interleukin 12 and 16. Now you are understanding the significance of cytokines here, right? So they are using various types of interleukins, interferons to communicate each other. The cells are utilizing various types of chemicals to communicate each other. So we need to understand what is their communication system. If we understand their communication system, say for example, I need to activate the patient's cytotoxic T cells, but my patient helper T cells are reduced. I got a condition where patient helper T cell count was reduced, and I need to activate patient cytotoxic T cells. Without helper T cell, I cannot activate cytotoxic T cells. Am I correct? But I can give an injection where that injection having interleukin 3 and 4. If I use this injection, I can activate the patient's cytotoxic T cells. So I will use interleukins as an stimulants to activate the other cells in the body. See, now we are using cytokines as a treatment. As a, in the therapeutics we are using cytokines to treat the patient condition. Got it? There is one type of cytokine called platelet activating factor. Patient's platelet count is good, but the platelets are not converting blood to clot. Got my point? Thrombocyte count is normal, but the thrombocytes are not working. Maybe this is a platelet, but the cytokine is not released. Maybe platelet activating factor was not released by the cells. So that's why my platelets are not working. So again, a cytokine significance came in the story. That is the role of cytokines. I think now you understood what are cytokines. Am I correct? Cytokines are cell signaling molecule. Arey yaar, this laptop, no? Technical things, I hate them. So cytokines are a group of chemicals that are used by cells to communicate each other. Each cytokine has its own function, and each cytokine is released by various types of cells in the body. Say for example, platelet activating factor released by monocytes and neutrophils, helpful in activating of platelets, helpful in clotting the blood. Interleukins are secreted by certain types of T cells, which will help in activating other types of T cells. So in the textbook Shambhalingam Physiology, okay, Essential Physiology by Shambhalingam, this table is available. This is one of the best notes for understanding immune system. This is there in physiology textbook in Shambhalingam, okay. Yeah, this is all about the cytokines. Any more doubts to you? We will work on your doubts and we will clarify. Yeah. Any other doubts in your already studied topics? So I hope you understood now you understood what are complement proteins also. That is a different story. Complement proteins will be acted in between antigen and antibody. Here complement proteins will be there. They will form MAC and MAC will destroy the microbes. So obviously we need complement proteins for generation of membrane attack complex in the microbes. That is the role of complement proteins. They are the bridging gap between antibodies and antigens. Without complement proteins we cannot kill the pathogens. Yeah, that is the role of complement proteins. Any more? Yes. Yeah, what are the markers of cytokines? What are cytokine markers? Yeah, listen. Sometimes what happens was, when I counted my helper T cells and cytotoxic T cells, I will write here. Listen students, helper T cells have a surface receptor called CD4 receptor, whereas cytotoxic T cells has a receptor called CD8. Okay, cytotoxic T cells have CD8 and CD4. Now you are understanding, right? CD4 and CD8 count. When we say CD4 count, that is helper T cell count, and CD8 count means cytotoxic T cell count. Usually among HIV patients, CD4 count will be reduced. CD4, CD8 count will be reduced in HIV patients. So what is the meaning of a marker? First of all, let us understand the definition of a marker. What is the meaning of marker? Any idea? Marker means it is a label to one particular condition or one particular cell can be stated as a marker. Got it? For example, I know that my helper T cell must release interleukin 2 and 4. Interleukin 2 and 4 will be released by helper T cell. That's it. No other cell in the body can release these two interleukins. Got my point? Interleukin 2 and interleukin 4 are released by helper T cells. Now, if I want to check helper T cell count, rather than counting cells, I can count the levels of interleukin 2 and 4. Interleukin 2 and 4 become marker to helper T cell. These are called as cytokine markers to the white blood cells. We are doing reverse now. Rather than counting the cells, now I am checking the levels of interleukins or cytokines. Say for example, I want to check helper T cells. I will check these levels. If these levels are normal, my helper T cells are good. So these cytokines become markers of helper T cell. Okay. I have done my research on tuberculosis, focusing on macrophages actually. I will tell a simple story about TB here. Ideally what happens was, macrophage will destroy, it will engulf the pathogen and it will destroy the pathogen, right? So this is a TB bacilli. Usually bacilli came into the lungs. This is bacilli, it entered into lungs. In the lungs, a macrophage will digest the bacilli. Then this is the beauty of TB. TB will survive inside the macrophage. TB has a lipid membrane outside and macrophage lysosomes cannot kill the TB. Now TB will happily live inside the macrophage. That is how the TB works. Okay. Now this macrophage will definitely release danger signals to the body. Oh, something attacking me. Something, rather than I am attacking the pathogen, now the pathogen happily staying inside my body. You can imagine like this. A plant started growing in your stomach. So you're not feeling good and you can see leaves coming out of your mouth and ears. And definitely you will tell to your mother, plant growing in my stomach. This happens to the macrophage. Now it will send SOS signals, okay? Someone save. It is sending some threatening signals to the this one. I will let you know why. Now this macrophage sending some signals. Now other T cells, what they will do is, other T cells and cytotoxic T cells and helper T cells, they will come to the site and they will understand, okay, you are not they are unable to detect the pathogen because pathogen was hidden inside the cell. But my macrophage sending some problematic signals. It is saying it has an issue, but the helper T cell cannot read what is the issue. Got it? It cannot understand what's going inside the body of macrophage, but it understood macrophage under some problem. Now they will do one interesting thing. They will they will say goodbye to this macrophage. They will start pumping calcium ions near this macrophage. So all the T cells will surround the macrophage. They will surround the macrophage and they will start pumping out calcium. Now they will make a calcium cement here. Now the infected macrophages are inside with a calcium ball. This is called as Ghon complex formation. These calcified balls will be seen in patient chest. Presence of a Ghon complex, this is called as Ghon complex. Calcium tumors in patient chest indicates a chronic TB infection in the patient. Okay, this is a very good strategy of containing the TB inside the chest. Now, what happens inside this calcium complex means TB will be replicated so much that it will break this complex and it will become an advanced TB condition. Now the patient will start coughing and patient will die. So to break the TB of this wall, it takes almost 6 years to 12 years. So the patient will be in latent infection. Until 12 years there won't be any issue, but one day TB will be released and patient will start coughing and he will spread TB among the community. Okay, now I want to tell one thing. I simply said macrophage. I was working with macrophages in my research. I came to know that there are 3 types of macrophage subsets. Macrophage 1, macrophage 2 and 3. And each macrophage has its own properties. And TB was particularly targeting macrophage 3. Now, if you do a normal CBC test or differential count, you will only count macrophages and you cannot differentiate macrophage 1, 2 and 3. Because 3 of macrophages look same. How to differentiate macrophage 1, 2 and 3? How is it possible? It is possible. Macrophage 1 will release one type of cytokines. 2 will release different types of cytokines and 3 will release different types of cytokines. Now, by checking the cytokine marker, I can detect what macrophage present in the body. Again, cytokines became a markers to me to identify the type of cell I was detecting in the body. That is why cytokines are very important markers to detect various types of cells in the body. I simply said helper T cell, but we came to know helper T cell 1 and 2. There are actually helper T cell up to 12. Helper T cell 1, helper T cell 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually we won't study these things in normal degrees. These are advanced topics. A pure immunologist will understand various types of other cells, what chemicals they are releasing, how they are interacting. So now you are coming into the domain of immunology. So understanding these cytokines plays a crucial role to understand the complexity and the mechanism of cells interacting inside the body. So I hope I cleared your doubt how cytokines can be used as a markers, right? Any more doubts? Yeah, you ask such questions, then I will answer. There are multiple cytokine markers. By the way, CP Baweja textbook given a beautiful notes for these cytokine markers actually. I will show here. See, this is Baweja textbook. The second unit of Baweja textbook is immunology. In immunology they discussed very nicely. I will go directly, see here. In the unit 2 immunity, here they are given very nice material. Antibodies, immunoglobulins, then antibody reactions, antigen antibody reactions, then we have another notes. Complement system, a detailed complement system notes is available in CP Baweja. Maybe you can purchase this textbook, students. This is very good textbook actually. Structure and function, complement system, HLA typing, immune response. Here they give, see. These are the various types of cytokines. Let me zoom it. See. What type of cytokines released by what type of cells? T cells releasing interleukin 2, interleukin 3, interleukin 4, helper T cells releasing interleukin 5, interleukin 6 was released by T and B cells. So first of all, you should understand what are the types of cytokines we have. We have these classes of cytokines. Interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis, chemokines, defenses, catalysts, and platelet activating factors. And in interleukins, we have multiple types of interleukins. Interleukin 1, 2, 3. What cells releasing what interleukins and what are their functions. So if you understand this table, you will understand cytokines very deeply. Yeah. Next question. Any other doubts? See, masters, you should be like this. You should ask questions, we will resolve your doubts. I cannot go with basics, right? Masters? Yeah. Any subject, any topic, any subject. Or whatever subject you are going through, you can ask me. Shout the answer. Symptoms of? In latent phase. Yeah, very good. Listen, during latent phase, what happens was, there is a gold standard TB test. The gold standard TB test is called as gamma interferon test. Do you remember? Okay. Gamma interferon test. This gold standard technique. Okay. You see, during latent stage of TB infection, the stressed out macrophages will release an excessive amount of gamma interferons into the circulation. Because they are under stress and the stressed macrophages will release cytokine, that cytokine is gamma interferon. So we will check the levels of gamma interferon in the suspected TB patient. Normally what happens was, the normal interferon level will be around 2 to 3. But in latent TB patients, the interferon level will be almost 300 levels. So interferon levels is the gold standard technique of understanding latent TB infection. Yeah. Then you might ask me a question. Gamma interferons are also present in vaccinated individuals. Why vaccinated? Because we took a partial TB, inactivated TB form, that is BCG, live attenuated form, and we are injecting in the body, and body will create, body will think it's under stress, and it will release gamma interferons. But that gamma interferon elevation will be seen in first 3 weeks of vaccine. After that, they will be normal. In normal individuals, first 3 weeks there is an elevated gamma interferons, even though there is no infection. Even though no infection, why interferons increase? Because of vaccination. But normally, we need to correlate gamma interferons with the signs and symptoms of patients. Whether my patient having a cough or not. Whether my patient chest has any cancerous tumors or not. So we are not taking a single test to determine TB. It's a multiple test approach. I will correlate with other signs and symptoms of the patient. Got my point? But latent TB infection can be understood by gamma interferon levels. Now again, gamma interferons are markers, the cytokine markers for TB. Maybe I will show you in the online, that you will understand this test. Let me record it. Gamma interferon assay. Wait. TB test. TB gold standard test. Let us see here what it will say. See, I said right. Gamma quantiferon test. Okay, quantiferon is gamma quantiferon test will be an ideal test for detecting TB. Okay, yeah. This is called as interferon gamma release assay, IGRA. This is the best test for TB. Any other doubts? Cancer, swelling and cancers. In TB, actually what happens was in systemic TB infection, once the TB gained access, once it's breaking the bond complex, it releases into the blood. Now it will start spreading in the body. Now listen students, very interesting. Macrophages, TB will reside inside the macrophage. Am I correct? TB will be alive inside a macrophage. And macrophage has a property. Macrophages are body patrolling cells. What is the meaning of patrolling? They will roam everywhere in the body. Why they are roaming? Because they want to check any pathogen entered or not. If any pathogen entered, they will capture it. Especially they will wander in the lymphatic vessels. Why? Because pathogens will be, mostly when there is a stagnated blood, there will be more infectious agents, and this stagnated blood will be dumped into the lymphatic vessel. Now some areas of lymphatic vessel has a police stations. These are called as lymph nodes. In lymph nodes there will be a concentrated macrophages. So they are ready to capture any pathogen in lymph nodes. Once if there is a TB, many macrophages will come to this lymphocyte or lymph node, and the lymph node will be swollen. That is how we will get swollen lymph nodes. Swollen lymph nodes indicates a severe infection and immune fighting against the infection. And another criteria for lymph node swelling, Burkitt's lymphoma. In Burkitt's lymphoma, that is the B cell carcinoma. B cells will be excessively secreted and B cells will be migrated and they will situated in the lymph nodes. And that is cancer actually. There will be excessive B cells and they are residing in lymph nodes. In that condition also we will see. Since you are asking Burkitt's lymphoma, I will show you. Swollen lymph nodes, I will tell you a small story, very interesting. I was teaching hematology to your juniors. I will show here once. I discussed this in unit 2, I suppose. 1 second. So actually I love projectors because I can show you many things. Since anyway, see, I will show you. I was teaching hematology to them actually. I will show one interesting story to you here. These are called as some bleeding disorders: ischemia, purpura's, petechiae, clot retraction test. Array, I didn't kept here. Where I kept? Somewhere I taught it. Wait. This story. Listen. Yeah, here I discussed. Yes, this story. Listen. So what happened was, she's a TV anchor. She's just anchoring in the TV. She's a news anchor. One day, what happened? This TV news was seen by a doctor. He's in his room and he's watching a TV. And there's a beautiful girl. She's anchoring. So what she saw was, he saw some swelling in the patient neck, and he was concerned. And he called that TV channel news station to approach that anchor. And you know what happened? It turns out to be a cancer. She has a cancer, and some mysterious guy from somewhere in the world, he approached her, and he is a doctor actually, a cancer biologist, and that is this doctor actually. He saved her life. If he didn't detect this in this stage, she might die within 6 months of late stage cancer. So this doctor identified in the early stage, and she was rescued from cancer actually. So this is really interesting story, and yeah, she came as a cancer survivor. So a random fellow came like a god, and he helped her to survive from this cancer. This is called as Burkitt's lymphoma. Here the B cells are concentrated in the lymph nodes, and Burkitt's lymphoma is very dangerous. Okay, it's a B cell carcinoma, a blood cancer. So never underestimate a swollen lymph nodes. That might be a cancer. There is a chance, or it can be an infection. So yeah, this is one best story I found in online. So a simple swelling might be a cancer. So there are some criteria of understanding this cancer. So Burkitt's lymphoma is not as simple as it looks. There are severe conditions of Burkitt's lymphoma. This is also a Burkitt's lymphoma, and another Burkitt's lymphoma. This is a severe Burkitt's lymphoma. There are two types of Burkitt's lymphoma called as Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's. Both of the things are equally dangerous. I don't remember whether it's Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's. One of the Burkitt's lymphoma occurs due to a viral infection. This virus will destroy the B cell genome, leading to the B cell will be converted to a cancer cell. I will show severe forms of Burkitt's lymphoma. See here. See? Wherever there are more lymph nodes actually, and the lymph nodes are highly concentrated in the neck and mouth. Yeah, that is the reason. The same lymph nodes are present in the oropharynx. Sometimes when you have severe infection, the lymphocytes in the oropharynx, they will be concentrated, leading to tonsils. Tonsils are the swollen lymph nodes in the oropharynx actually. Got my point? Yeah. So these are the patients with Burkitt's lymphoma. See how painful it is. And I have seen one more news, very painful. She's a mother carrying her beloved son, and the son has a very severe cancer. And the culprit was a virus. See, that's very painful. And all of this, sometimes it will start as a simple mole on the skin. Sometimes there won't be any swelling, rather than there will be a small rash, and we will think this is a normal thing. Yeah, this happens. It's a small rash. They will think they will take some antibiotics, thinking it will be resolved, but by that time it will be misdiagnosed and they will have cancers. Yeah, this is also a lymphoma actually, a small red spot, but that's a lymphoma. Don't worry, I'm not scaring you. Not all red spots are lymphomas. Okay, very rare actually. Lymphoma is very rare. Don't confuse with your pimples. They won't. Don't worry, don't worry. That's why I won't teach these things in the class. Yeah. Any more doubts? All right. Okay, class.